But people want to overcomplicate it. I can't eat food. I've got to eat 3 carrots, 2 pieces of chicken cut into 1-inch squares, and I've got to drink 400 ounces of water in a day. Yeah, no wonder your diet sucks. First off, how dare you? I'm a fantastic cook. Second, how dare you? 10 points for BJ and his math abilities today. Most things in life just aren't that simple, especially nutrition, because nutrition truly does come down to the individual. Well, good morning. Welcome back. It's good to see you again. We got a big pull day ahead of us today. It's going to be a hot one. It is humid in here already. I wanted to get on here and tell you it was beautiful, that it was so comfortable, that it was the perfect weather outside, but no, not even close. Already 85 degrees here in the gym. Got the fan on low. I was looking back at the log here, and it's been like 3 weeks since we've done this lift. I'm not really sure why. I'm not really sure what happened exactly. And in this workout, we're gonna be starting out with our lever arm deficit rows. And I'm gonna get elevated so that I can really get a nice deep stretch there as I go into that deficit row and make the most of the stretch and that pulling movement. Outside of that, as you can see from today's workout, we're not really changing anything else except for one other thing, which is this movement that I really started to love the last time I did it, which was maybe just a week ago when I was training on my own without you guys here. Single arm reverse cable flies. Really like them. Really just pulling that arm across the chest here. It's a very simple movement. I obviously don't have a dual cable pulley system in here readily available. Now I do have pulleys that I can anchor off the ceiling and get those set up. I enjoy doing those for flies, and even bi-lesion curls can be great with those, but for whatever reason, I think it's honestly because of the length of the cable, I've never been able to get reverse dumbbell flies to work very effectively. I'm gonna try them again today on the low-high pulley here that I have established on my rack. All I did was simply bend over at the waist and pull that weight out using a D-ring. Super simple, very easy to set up. I may even get adventurous and set up our rack attached chest pad. Let's just get right into it. We've got these lever arm deficits that we're gonna start with, but I need to get my back stretched out. I am sore today. It has been a tough week of workouts and of runs. So let's get after that. I'll see you over there. Well, we did warm up with some bands. You're just going to take my word on it. Got to hit record there on the camera for that. Did a little bit of warm up here. And now we're ready for these deficit rows. Let's get these lats nice and stretched out, huh? Yes. I'm going to drop this next set down to 90 just because I want to see how much more control I can have over moving this weight around. I think it's still going to be really tough. I don't think we're going to be cutting ourselves short with this, and I think we're going to be able to manage the control of those a little bit more and get a good squeeze at the top when we pull it in. I've been experimenting with some smoothies in the morning, having some kind of protein green smoothie with the Greek yogurt that I eat every morning, and I've been really enjoying them. They don't look very appetizing. They end up being more gray green in color than the vibrant greens that you see some of these Instagram models putting out there for you, but from a taste standpoint, it's absolutely perfect. And all I'm doing is using readily available cheap items that I think everybody should have access to. A little bit of oat milk and water. You don't even need the oat milk. You could just use water. I'm just using oat milk because we buy it and it's there, it's available, and it gets us some extra nutrients. I'm probably using half a cup of that-ish, maybe a little bit more than that. Using a huge handful of spinach, a big handful of kale, some frozen blueberries, which are super cheap, a banana, and then I'm putting in 1 scoop of protein powder. And I'm using chocolate brownie. The chocolate brownie flavoring is kind of an oddball. It sticks out, stands out. It doesn't sound like it should taste very good with all those other things in there, but it's actually like right on the nose. I really enjoy the flavor. And then I'm capping all that off with water up to the max fill line of that thing. And I've crammed all those leaves and bananas in there. Give it a good old spin in the blender, and man, it's good. That Bullet smoothie maker I think is like, I don't know, 24 ounces total. So it's a decent sized smoothie. And it's filling, it's good. Yes. Oh yeah, I like that. A little bit of a hold there at the top is absolutely primo. Fantastic. Now, like I said, it doesn't look like the most delicious smoothie in the world. It is this gray, green, a little bit of blue smoothie. Kind of probably the color you get if you mix a bunch of paints together. But it's tasty, very tasty, and it's so nutritious. I mean, all those different vitamins and minerals that you're getting from all those varied sources of nutrition are fantastic. And I don't know the exact cost breakdown of that smoothie, but these are all things that are readily available at the store for a couple dollars. And the bag or the box or the bundle that you buy with those items in it lasts, probably more than a week for all of those things except for the bananas. It's so simple, and it is such an effective means of getting a varied, nutrient-dense meal into your life. And it takes maybe 5 minutes to put together in the morning. Put it together and you walk out the door. All right, third set here. We're gonna do our reps and then we're gonna incorporate some partials at the end. I really like these a lot. And I just realized this whole time I've been miscounting the weight on here. I started with 120 and I have 100 on it now. So 10 points for BJ and his math abilities today. What I hate hearing from a nutrition standpoint is people saying things like, oh, BJ, I can't afford to eat healthy. Or BJ, I don't like healthy foods because they're gross. I don't eat vegetables because they're gross. I don't really hear the latter as much. We're adults, so the people that I'm around maybe try to dress that up a little bit more and just be like, I don't, whatever. I don't like that vegetable. I don't eat that vegetable, whatever it might be. First off, how dare you? I'm a fantastic cook. Second, how dare you? I know your mom boiled Brussels sprouts, but I don't do that. I air fry them. I'm a fantastic cook. All kidding aside, these meals that we make are delicious if you just give them the chance. You can make them with such little effort at home. You don't need to be Emeril Lagasse every night of the week making 90 minutes of meals. I literally saw a post the other day. Somebody was complaining about how every night they have to come home and cook for 90 minutes to get a nutritionally complete meal. What? Bro, no. I love to cook. But if I had to come home after work every night and cook for 90 minutes, no, that wouldn't be fun anymore. That would be a chore. That'd be a big chore because you got to do all the cooking and the cleaning. That's way too much. We can simplify this. We can really boil this down to some core, simple, staple meals that can provide you leftovers and potentially even leave you a meal that can then be incorporated into another different meal later in the week. It's easy, folks. I'm telling you. Oh yeah. I think a lot of things with regards to fitness in general just usually get overcomplicated. Not intentionally, but I think subconsciously we tend to overcomplicate anything in our life at times, simply because if we overcomplicate it, we can better convince ourselves that we shouldn't do it, that it's too big of a mountain to climb. But people, food is one of those things that you have to eat anyways. So why not put a little bit of time and effort and energy, and I do mean a little bit, into getting some proper nutrition, good, whole nutrition, that's not only gonna sustain you, fill you, leave you satiated, but also that you can enjoy. I'm talking about simple things like learning how to properly cook a chicken breast to 155 degrees, not 165 degrees, so that it gets all dried out and gross. Ugh. I'm talking about learning how to use a $20 or less rice cooker to make you some really good rice, quinoa, steamed vegetables. I'm talking about varying it up with different types of tortilla wraps, different cheeses, fat-free or otherwise, different vegetables. They sell these bags of mixed veggies at the grocery stores that have some really nice variety. They're Perhaps a little bit more expensive than buying raw vegetables yourself, but I think for the time it saves you, it's certainly worth it. And we're not talking about anything crazy here. We're talking like $2 a bag, maybe 3 if you want to get really crazy and get some of those veggies that already have some kind of sauce in them, some low-calorie sauce that just adds a little bit of flavor to it. But if you don't want to do that, go buy your own sauces that you enjoy to put on top of that stuff. You can get Asian or sesame or barbecue or ranch for super cheap if you want to throw that stuff on there. Now, you got to be conscious about how much of it you're using. Let's take ranch, for example, or a mayo-based dressing. Those are going to have a lot of calories. So you've got to be a little conscious about how much you're using and what you're using. But if you can find some that are not crazy caloric dense and that you really enjoy, man, you can use that stuff on everything. All right, up the weight. Let's keep that control going. Let's make sure we get some good quality reps in here. And we're probably gonna do some extra reps too to really burn this out, because 190 was good, but it just felt like we had more. Okay, that's it. All right, that's much better. 200 it is. But people want to overcomplicate it and say, oh my gosh, to be in a caloric deficit, I've got to eat like a rabbit. I can't eat food. I've got to eat 3 carrots, 2 pieces of chicken cut into 1-inch squares, and I've got to drink 400 ounces of water in a day. Yeah, no wonder your diet sucks. Don't make these enormous leaps to try to make these crazy complicated meals. It's not worth it. It's not worth the time and effort and energy it's going to cause you to expend right out the gate, which is going to cause you to feel demotivated. Take small, bite-sized chunks. You don't eat an elephant all in one go. You got to do it a piece at a time. So do the same thing with your diet. Do a little bit at a time. Figure out how to hit your protein targets. Figure out how to cook that thing that you really like quickly, efficiently. What's it going to take? Do you need to buy an air fryer to make it quicker? A rice cooker? Is there some other accessory in your kitchen that you can spend a nominal amount of money on to vastly improve the quantity and quality of food that you're able to produce for yourself in the allotted time that you're setting forward? These are all questions you have to ask yourself. And I want to emphasize that it's not about just spending money on stuff. I have a very nice rice cooker and a very nice air fryer. I love those things. And I use them literally every day, usually twice a day. But you can buy these little things for very inexpensive amounts. I know you can get a rice cooker for like 20 bucks. I'm going to put a screenshot of one right here from Amazon so you can see that these things are literally like $20 and will last you quite a long time until you're ready to upgrade to perhaps something bigger or nicer, and will cook your rice for you perfectly every time with minimal effort. The same goes for air fryers. I don't know what cheapest one I could find right now. I am certain they are under $100. I know that's not nothing. I know that's a sizable amount of money for a lot of people. You don't need an air fryer either, though. You can cook your chicken or your potatoes or your veggies in many other different ways, whether that's veggies in a steamed bag in a microwave, or whether that's chicken or beef or turkey in a pan in the oven. There are plenty of ways that we all have available to us to cook that stuff. You just have to learn how to cook it using the utensils you need. These certain tools, like an air fryer and a rice cooker, though, can make it so much easier for us to produce consistently well-cooked, well-made meals that we can eat on a daily and weekly basis that won't leave us dying for variety. So while that's cooking, you could then go and make the rest of your food, and it'll be done in whatever amount of time it takes. Get rid of the complicated part, the actual cooking of it, and you can get exploratory with how you cook, what you cook with, what seasonings you use, what spices, what accoutrements you put on the side while that item cooks for you on its own. Here's the thing about nutrition as well. It's very easy to overcomplicate it. This statement can be applied to many things in life, but I do believe it to be true. The internet is amazing. It has given us a wealth of information at our literal fingertips. You may even be watching this on your phone or on your computer, where you can literally readily access just about anything you want to know in the world, and you're not going to have a very hard time finding it. The problem is finding good information from trusted sources, from people who aren't just trying to take advantage of you or make a quick buck off of you. Now, I don't think everyone's out there to just take advantage of you, but there's a lot of bad information out there. And there's also a lot of incomplete information, or information that still leaves you with questions. It doesn't just give you a yes, no, black or white answer. And that's because, unfortunately, most things in life just aren't that simple, especially nutrition. Because nutrition truly does come down to the individual. What you and your doctor have decided is best for you, what your research has led to you discovering is best for you. It takes time, effort, and energy to analyze, try out, and experiment with different things to figure out what works best for you. In my journey, I've learned that I'm gluten intolerant. I don't have celiac disease. It's not that extreme. But if I have a day where I have, let's say, a foot-long sub sandwich, if I have any more bread, I'm probably going to be in for some pain, some discomfort for the rest of the day, maybe even the day after, with regards to my stomach. Now, I still eat bread. I love bread. I love garlic bread especially. But I just have to watch it. I have to figure out what's best for me and what's going to work best for my body. No book, no article, nothing online is going to give you that answer. I'm just some guy on the internet. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you what's best for you. I don't know you. Now, I can help you. I can help point you to the information, the research, the articles, the videos, no half reps, that will help guide you to pursue your passions and goals and ambitions. But at the end of the day, these are decisions that you have to make. You have to figure out what's best for you, and you have to figure out what you like. The same goes here when you're lifting these weights. No plan is ever perfect. No plan is ever 100% perfect the first time you do it. You make modifications and alterations to suit your needs, what you have available, what's best for you. I stopped doing those moto cable rolls lying on the floor because I just didn't like the stretch it was producing, and I felt like I couldn't load the weight as high and get as good of a pull on that because I'm all the way down on the ground, and it was just hard to get the weight far enough back and actually be able to have a full range of motion without the weight slamming and hitting the ground. So I swapped it out for just simple pull downs. It's the same movement. We're getting the same benefit, or at least I believe I'm getting the same benefit out of it, and I still enjoy it. So don't overcomplicate it. Don't be afraid to experiment like I've told you before, but do your research. Figure out what's best for you. Do you struggle with figuring those things out for yourself? Do you need somebody to help guide you to the right materials, the right lessons, and then also hold you accountable to achieving what it is you've set out for yourself? Scan that QR code or use the link down in the description and shoot me a note. Reach out and let me know what it is you're trying to achieve. I'd love to help you, whether that's something in your lifestyle, whether that's fitness and lifting related, or whether that's nutrition related, that you're trying to change to better your life. Let me help you take control of that. Let's set up a 20 to 30 minute call, see if I might be able to help you and you could gain some benefit from that, and then go from there. It doesn't cost you anything to have that conversation, but if I can help coach you, I'd love to do that. Yeah. Alrighty, y'all. These are working out really well. I'm enjoying having the chest pad here. A little bit odd to get into just because I've never done it before, but once you're in it, it's fantastic. Not having to support your torso is just a huge advantage with regards to really putting your entire mind-muscle connection into the muscle you're working versus supporting muscles there in your core. We've got 2 more sets of this and some shrugs immediately after that and some ab work left to do. And this is where I'm going to leave you for the day. I'm going to wrap up and do this, get those shrugs and cable crunches knocked out, and get on out of here to go on a run with my son. It's been a really good day. I'm looking forward to wrapping this up, getting that run done, and then going in and getting some good nutrition in my body. Don't overcomplicate it, like I said. Keep it simple. Do the research that you need to hit your dietary and nutritional needs, and ask some questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. There's a plethora of places to do that, whether that's on Reddit, here on YouTube, or even other more specialized forums that might deal with unique and specific cases that are a lot more applicable to you and your needs. Again, if you're in need of help, if you're in need of somebody to help hold you accountable, guide you down that path, or even just help set some realistic goals for you to achieve over the next couple of weeks and months, use that QR code or the link below to reach out and let me know. Let's set up a time to talk. Let's see if I can help you with achieving those goals, bettering your life, and changing the future that you have set forth for yourself for the better, and more closely aligned with the future vision that you have of yourself and for yourself. Thanks again for being here, everybody. Look forward to seeing you next time. I'm going to saddle my horse here, do some more rear delt work, get this done, and go and run. I'll see you next time.